Well, in 3 days' time, Black Clover Mobile will be releasing the first ever Black Asta, and I know a lot of people are excited, hyped. I know that there was a little bit of a kerfuffle about the whole purple ticket shenanigans. I saw it all kind of unfold on social media, but I've said it before and I'll say it again, there is no purple ticket on Global. Global is making money. If you guys wanted to know a number right now, Global right now is on 2 million. And we've just started February. So to everyone that's panicking, don't panic. Global will be using regular tickets for Black Asta. Purple tickets is only for JP and KR because JP and KR don't make any money. It's as simple as that. With all of that, as you guys know, I like to always do this whenever a new character is, or whenever a character is soon to be released for Global. I like to give you guys a little bit of an insight, do a little bit of showcases, show you guys how I build my characters, so it kind of gives you a bit of a foundation of what you guys can do on your Global accounts. So of course Black Asta, obviously as he's been released, you guys won't have Witch Queen, but that's a-okay. Black Asta is still a formidable character on his own with what he does provide, and so with that, his skill as follows. First skill. If in the anti-magic state, if you do the first skill, he instantly gets +8 SP. So you can follow that up with an ultimate. Pretty nice. If anti-magic is not present, then he can stop blocking healing, which is also really effective. So that's pretty much the first skill. The second skill, it is AoE. So without the Greymore and with how just it works, if anti-magic is present, then you dispel barrier. Beautiful, because when it comes to the current state with Black Asta, and when Witch Queen does drop, people tend to go and do the Witch Queen attack to then drop him into the anti-magic state, and rather than using his first skill, just do the second skill. It does a high amount of damage because he's in the anti-magic state, and you're bypassing the barrier, so it's a win-win. If anti-magic is not present, then you can increase defense by level 3 for all your allies for 2 turns, so that's an increase of 175. If you have his Greymore, it does also apply total defense. So the defense play from Asta on his second skill is disgustingly OP for your team. Right? It really is super effective. So loving that. And then his ultimate, single target, if anti-magic is present, then he's basically dispelling the barrier, pretty much the same as the second skill, which is what you want, so that way he can absolutely butcher the enemy itself. If anti-magic is present, he does pull taunt, which at times can be really useful, especially when you've got a lot, well, especially when you're at like max HP and you want the focus to be on Asta. Then you can utilize the ultimate. When he does get anti-magic, you might be able to kind of squeeze in the first skill, which then leads into the ultimate. There's ways to go about it. And then when it comes to the combination skill, stun, really effective. Overall, this Asta's kit is just super good. Super good. So yeah, combination skill, stun, can't go wrong with that. The passive, so this is where things get interesting, as we're all aware. So the unique passive, this is when you get into LR. If HP is equal to or lower than 40%, applies anti-magic to self. If HP is above 40%, removes anti-magic. We're aware of this. He works off for the 40% HP. So once she hits that mark and it goes lower than that, anti-magic is applied. If it's above that, it's not applied. It's unfortunate because I mean it's not exactly the best, but at the end of the day, if you can make it work, you've got the upper hand, right? Now, the bonus to all of this is that the anti-magic, per 1,500 defense he has, he grants himself a 15% increased damage dealt and immunity to status elements. So, this is one of the key things to really focus on. Make sure that this Asta has some defense on him, because per 1,500 grants 15% increased damage dealt. That is disgusting, and I believe, we'll double check in just a second, but I think this also correlates with his Greymore. But that is why once Asta goes down to the 40% mark and the anti-magic is present, he is a threat. It is code red, code black in this case, alright? So that's where the big power, the bomb is coming from, the nuke. Now, if you manage to get some dupes on him, LR +2, when activating anti-magic, taunts all enemies for 1 turn. That is so annoying, because it's just like, within PvP, there have been times where I'm just like, I'm trying to focus on someone else, and then all of a sudden, I accidentally activate his anti-magic, so now all focus on him, And Asta can tank. That man can absorb. Even when he's at the 40%, there have been times where I'm just like, this man is not dying. He is not dying. So, yes, and I mean, that could be pretty scary because you're at that low mark of your HP. But at the same time, if your Asta's tanky, it's a godsend. It really is. So, and then if you completely max him out, obviously you get the taunt. However, at the when you start your turn, status element immunity to all allies for 1 turn. This is it's annoying, but it's also clutch and safe to have. Basically, treat it as like Mars. When you start off with Mars first turn, you're kind of protected. So, in a way, having that maxed out Asta, yeah, he really is a good defender, a good attacker, just an overall a crazy ass guy. And then with the LR +5, yeah, pulls taunt once again, but the additional, so this is kind of where the big seller is. Yeah, pretty much, you know, when you start your turn, or when you start a game, whatever, pretty much turn 1, all your allies have protection, right? You've got that immunity protection right there. So just like with Mars, obviously with Radis, it's on his barrier, right? So with defenders, this, right, and of course, Mereoleona has it on a second skill, so it's very consistent. But with Asta, they've stuck it all the way to the LR +5, so yeah, you're gonna need some dupes, boys. Gonna need some dupes on that one, unless you got the SSR mage pieces. But the kit itself is fantastic. Of course, if you work on the kits, leveling them up, it's just buffing up his skill attack, essentially. I went straight to the ultimate, I'm sorry. Give me that power. And then I went to the second skill. I left the first skill till last, but I completely maxed out all of his skills, and then I eventually got to the... I did the ultimate first, I did the second skill second, I did the first skill third, and then I did the combination skill last. There you go. The Greymore now. If anti-magic is present on self, grants 15 to 25% increased damage dealt to self per 1500 defense. So I was right. I was right, yeah. So that Greymore, if you can max it out, 25% per 1500 defense. The power that this man possesses in anti-magic state is disgusting. Alright, so again, if you're able to dupe it out, go for it. The damage output is disgusting. It really is. And then of course you do get the total defense on the second skill. Even if you just get an initial copy, that's more than enough, because you really want to stack up on that second skill. You really do. And then of course it starts at 10% per 1500. That's still good. So even if you just get one coup of the Greymore, you're chilling. So when it comes to the gear sets, when it comes to building Asta, there are many ways to go about it, to be honest. So clearly the way I've gone about building this Asta, being attack, crit rate, and crit damage, is more in line of me having access to Witch Queen. I'll just be completely honest. Although you can still kind of mimic this over onto global, it's still doable. Obviously with the accessories, I got lucky with the defense. That's kind of what you want to focus on. If it does come down to you having the necklace as defense and then the other two being crit rate and crit damage, that's completely fine, right? That's absolutely fine. Now with the gear sets themselves, the substats, should I say, you really kind of want to cater to defense. That's going to be like your #1 priority, and then after that, if you want to fall more in line with buffing up like crit resistance, toughness, etc., then you can do so. If you want to go down that tank route, you're more than welcome to do that. If you want to kind of mix it up and get the attack in there also, so like defense, attack, maybe toughness, and then yeah, I think that's the only other offensive power that I would say you want to look into. Now if you do want to create a separate gear set and also throw in crit rate and crit damage, you can do so. So obviously with my Asta, I've got different ways to go about it. So this gear set that I've built is full on, I'm going to absolutely smash your face in. And then I've got other gear sets to go about where I can still tank a lot, but when it comes to the anti-magic state, I'm ready to nuke you. And this is the most common gear set which a lot of people do run now, where it's just kind of playing it safe. So you've got a little bit of attack, they've added a little bit of speed in, which is pretty nice to have, and then of course you've still got your defense route. Now when it comes to the final gear set, it really depends on what you've got. You can either throw in the defense side of things, which I have on my defense set, and then if I'm going for my overall set, I would switch in between either attack or defense, and then of course on my full-on offensive set, I've got a full-on attack. So again, with Asta, taking into consideration that yes, he's a defensive unit, but he also has power, there's a lot of play around room for him. So yeah, I would say this will be the best set to kind of start things off with, and then as time goes on, you guys can start building outwards. But this will be the generic set to kind of play it safe at the very beginning, if you would like to. Unless you kind of want to already start and build up a tanky Asta, then you can resort to going with defense. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. You can resort to going with defense, toughness, right? Defense, toughness. I mean, you can also go. I mean, that's just full on defense, but I mean, that might be the better play right there. Give him a little bit of speed, or maybe you want to kind of go in with the attack a little bit, you know, whilst providing that defense protection. I mean, I don't know if you guys will have the toughness gear set. I don't know if people have decided to work on it. So, I mean, this might be a better option, to be honest, if you guys want to go down that route. So, a lot of player room. But I think at the very beginning, to what most people will have to work with, is just kind of going the generic route, you know? And then with the talent tree, keeping it fairly simple. Increase defense, endurance, middle. Put the defense up if you've got the LR, or if you've got the LR version of it. Stick that in there. Even if you've got the tier 2 version of it, that's 1,200. Why not? Support play, so support play, realistically, you won't really need swiftness. So you can either, you know, go that tank route with increased damage, and then of course you can have that RNG route. I weirdly enough, I do go with the increased accuracy and pen, and then I also have resolution, so it grants debuff immunity for 1 turn upon resisting damage successfully. So at times I do like to put this one, but if I need to tank a little bit more, I will throw in this combo. So again, tank, offensive, and then the middle will be crit resistance, and then the attack I keep it fairly simple. So I keep battle frenzy, and then I keep increased attack. Just keep it fairly simple, and then with the middle, increase raw attack and magic attack, but it's more for the raw attack, of course. So yeah, I do go down that route. At times, if I want to, if I'm going to go down that crit route, I will throw in the crit damage, because of course you can switch in and out the talent stones. So there's that. Now, when it comes to the Greymores, of course, I mean, it's fairly, again, getting straight to the point. If you can't make good use of that, oh my god. Now, when it comes to the Greymore, if you're unlucky with not getting Asta's Greymore, then, you know, it's not the end of the world. You know, you can always resort to going about getting more defense. I mean, if you've got a Greymore with, sorry, no, if you've got Radis's Greymore, you know, you can play that barrier play. Get that in there, why not? But, you know, you can always resort to, like, Serkes, of course. You know, that's not too bad. That's going to be more of the easier one. Isn't Asta's one good? Oh, no, that, oh, well, I mean, yeah, for PvE, I mean, that's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, you can always resort to using Mars's Fortify. I forever will love my Moonlight Necklace. Can't go wrong with that. A little bit of healing there, too. What else we got? What else we got? Increased damage resistance, and then of course you've got that taunt pool, which is going to be pretty handy to have in case of Asta. So again, with the Greymore, there's a lot of play around room. Just kind of fall down that defensive role, and yeah, you'll be absolutely fine with this, man, to be honest. Now, just before I forget, you could throw in lifesteal. I would say only do 2 sets. I think that would be your best route. Because obviously in that anti-magic state, that man is dropping numbers, and so he will heal back. So if you want to, you could lifesteal, add in 2 of those, get 2 defense in, and then probably your last play might be either speed or attack, unless you want more defense, right? I think that last slot will be more of an option, more of a play around room. But I completely forgot. Lifesteal for Asta is actually not a bad idea in the case of global, because again, you don't have your Witch Queen just yet. So food for thought on that one. Obviously for global, I mean, sorry, for JP, we've got these new gear sets. Bro, I can't pull the small 4 freaking LR piece to save my life. I've done so many runs, it is ridiculous. But I'm trying to get the new gear set piece. Once I get that, I'll do a showcase video for Asta. I'm struggling to get the last piece, and it's the piece that I need. Anyway, so yeah, this is another gear set for a later time for global. You guys don't need to worry about this. But for Asta, or for tanks in general, this is really good. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it there. That's it for me. That's all I got for you guys when it comes to building your Asta. I wish you all the best of luck. Good luck on your summons. I'll go about... By the way, I think we can hit over 6 million nuking damage on the Black Asta, so I'll do that for the PvE showcase. There's many ways to kind of using them on PvP without Witch Queen, including on PvP, PvE both. So we'll have some fun over there. But anyway, I will leave it there. Get to working on your kits for Black Asta ahead of time, so that way when he does drop and when you do pull him, because you are going to pull him, you can have fun with him straight away. There you go.